All right, welcome to some Sunday night Hornets basketball here, live on the Carolina Cast. I'm Sam Durham here with you today for some Hornets basketball. As the 4-13 Hornets, who are struggling to buy themselves some wins, go to the DC. They go to the nation's capital to take on the Washington Wizards, who are 9-7. Now, if you remember, the last time that these teams met, the Hornets, they were in the middle of a deep losing streak, and they ended up dropping a game to the Washington Wizards at home 108-100 on Monday, November 7th. It's been about 2 weeks since then, and not much has changed in Charlotte. They've only won a single game, which came on the road against one of the only teams who is right around their win percentage, the Orlando Magic in Orlando, but it has not been looking that great for the Hornets. They look to turn this one around. So we get your injury report for the Hornets today. LaMelo Ball will be sidelined with a left ankle sprain. He got injured against the Indiana Pacers at the Spectrum Center earlier last week. Now, we have heard that Cody Martin will also be out. He had a left knee procedure on Friday that could keep him out for the rest of the 2022 calendar year. Now, Dennis Smith Jr. and Mark Williams, they both have sprained left ankles, but they are listed as available for this one, so expect reduced minutes, but they will still get some action. Now, for the Wizards, Monte Morris, I'm pretty sure that he is out today. He was required from the Nuggets in the offseason. Right ankle soreness is the official injury. Delon Wright will have a right hamstring strain. That's kept him out for a minute. He's out. And then power forward Rui Hachimura is out with some right ankle soreness as well. So next man up for both teams today. The Wizards have already announced their starting lineup, which if we look at it, they will have Bradley Beal today. Will be running that point guard position for the Washington Wizards. Corey Kispert at the 2. Then you have Deja at the 3, Kyle Kuzma at the 4, and Kristaps Porzingis will be playing that center position at 7'3". And if we look for the Hornets, their official starting lineup has yet to come out, but you can expect something to look like something with probably Terry Rozier, maybe potentially run that point guard position. Dennis Smith Jr. not really fully healthy. And also potentially maybe we're going to see a lot of Kelly Oubre action. That's starting lineup. Jaden McDaniels probably going to be in it as well. PJ Washington. So secondary positions in this one, as the tip-off will be in about 10 minutes or so for your Hornets here. And if we look at the Hornets, if you have been watching this team, which I know many of you guys have, they have not had a good, fun 10-game stand. They've only won one of their last 10, in fact, if you want to look exact. So it's not looking so good for the Buzz City. Hopefully, though, they can get it going towards the end of the season. Remember, they do have their first-round pick. It is lottery protected, so if they miss the playoffs, they do still have their pick. They also have the Denver Nuggets first-round pick, and the Nuggets so far this season, with a sort of Jamal Murray who's been in and out of that lineup, that Denver team currently sits in 6th place in the Western Conference. So for the Washington Wizards, they also sit in 6th place with a 9-7 record. Now, keep in mind, a win with this one would propel them potentially over the Indiana Pacers. The Indiana Pacers coming off a huge 1-point win yesterday. So for them, I mean, they are in well contention, but they do this, I feel like, every single year after year. And it just seems like they always end up selling at the second half of the season. Last season, though, they end up buying Kristaps at the trade deadline, but it didn't end up doing anything. And Bradley Beal, he's been in and out of that lineup, but he is playing today. If we want to look at some stats here, Charlotte Hornets, Terry Rozier has been really managing that team. He has evolved into a leading scoring option with LaMelo Ball. He's only played a couple games, I think. And looking at that, well, Terry Rozier has been the main scoring option. Gordon Hayward, he's been injured for quite some time for the Hornets. And that'll happen. He'll stay on the sidelines, it looks like, for a while. So if you're wondering who the Hornets' second leading scorer actually is, I was wondering that same thing. Because we know that technically LaMelo is not qualified yet. So your second leading scorer for the 2022 through 23 Hornets if we want to look at points per game here, has actually been PJ Washington with 15.9. No, it's been, Kelly Oubre with 19.2. So you have to expect a lot from Kelly Oubre here. And then for the Wizards, I mean, this has been a new pairing, one that I would have not expected 5 years ago, between none other than Bradley Beal, who's never really had an amazing teammate, and Kristaps Porzingis. So looking at points per game for them, Bradley Beal leading it with 22.4. Kristaps right there with 21. Kyle Kuzma, who has really been better than Russell Westbrook since he was traded for him back in July of 2021. And he's really made it show. He's really made it seem as if they have actually won that trade. So we'll see if that keeps up. Russell Westbrook obviously has been doing better lately. So yeah, excited to see it in this one. We'll take a quick commercial break here pretty soon, and then coming up next, we will see the Hornets. They'll announce their starting five, and then they will suit up tonight against the Washington Wizards. You're watching NBA basketball here live, none other than on the Carolina Cast. We'll take a break, and I'll see you guys in the next minute. Okay, so as you guys have seen, we have a little bit of a delay here by 10 minutes or so. But we'll look at this one, the Hornets. You can have live coverage on Valley Sports Southeast and on NBC Sports Washington. We take a look at tonight's games lined from none other than Caesar Sportsbook. -5.5 for your your Hornets. They will go against the +5.5, -5.5 for the Wizards. And over under of 220.5. Now, if we want to look deeply into both these offenses, for the Charlotte Hornets on offense, I mean, you would think that they would be pretty good. Obviously, they don't have LaMelo Ball lately, so they end up actually ranking 20th at points per game, right at 110 on the dot. So that would line up right with about a 220.5. Now, if we want to look at the Wizards, you would think that their offense is doing better, and statistically it is not. They're averaging 109 points per game. So you put those two together, the Wizards, they have been really just shooting the ball well. They're getting rebounds, and they're playing good defense. So they are second in the Southeast Division. The Hornets are fifth. The Hawks in first place by one game. They're 10-6 as we enter the league tonight. Looking around the NBA for some scores, we only have one game that has actually ended and started, which is the Phoenix Suns ended up rooting the New York Knicks by 21. If we want to look statistically in that one, Cameron Payne with 21 and Devin Booker with 20. So Chris Paul does not play, but it does not matter. And for the Knicks, Jalen Brunson drops 27, but is not enough to propel his Knicks team over at the hump. And if we look today, Pistons and Kings will be tipping off right about now as well. Grizzlies go to Brooklyn to visit the Nets. Kyrie Irving coming back from an 8-game suspension. The Warriors look for their first road win of the season, as they had the Houston to take on the Rockets. Interesting battle between the Miami Heat and the Cleveland Cavaliers in Cleveland. And then Jokic versus Luka live from Dallas at 7:30. And then the nightcap tonight with 9:30 with, of course, the Los Angeles Lakers hosting a struggling San Antonio Spurs team. So the Spurs are also 1-9 in their last 10, so they are on a 4-game losing streak. They find themselves in a similar place that the Hornets are. As we look coming up next, the Hornets are going to play the Wizards. The Wizards today are wearing their 25th anniversary classic Wizards jerseys that are from the early 2000s, Gilbert Arenas, late Michael Jordan days, if you know what I'm talking about. And the Hornets are wearing those newly inducted purple statement jerseys they introduced this year, so a classic example of some little bit of a mix in NBA jerseys. Now, the Hornets have yet to, I'm pretty sure they have yet to debut their CLT jerseys. I could be off. They may have debuted them on Friday, actually. No, they were on the road on Friday. So if we want to actually look, I'm pretty sure that Friday, November 25th, this Friday against the Minnesota Timberwolves at 5 p.m., your Hornets will be hosting the Timberwolves. They'll wear those black pinstripe CLT Buzz City jerseys. So you take a look for your Hornets. This is the final game of a 2-game road stand. They will have a 2-game home stand. On Wednesday, they played the 76ers. We had 2 great games against the 76ers at home last year. And then against the Minnesota Timberwolves, who they've generated a lot of headlines, I'm pretty sure, but they haven't actually done that well. They're right at 8-8, so that should be a good one. And then next week, we will go to Boston in 8 days to take on the Celtics, and then another Friday home game, we'll take on these very same Washington Wizards before having a home game against the Milwaukee Bucks. So you can expect to see on and off shifts of those Carolina Cast games. Now keep in mind the Carolina Panthers next weekend, I'll be doing about the same thing, probably a solo layout as your Panthers. They will go on the home of rematch of Super Bowl 50 against the Denver Broncos. And I think they go to Seattle the week after, so it should be interesting. I'm pretty sure I'm doing this one solo unless anything last minute changes. So we have nobody really active in the comment section right now, so if you want to come on, then sure. But that being said, tip off delayed till 6:10. We're going to be here for a long night of basketball. If we want to look around the NFL, I'm probably going to flip Red Zone on my TV here pretty soon. The Raiders and Broncos are tied in a very interesting NFC West battle. The Cowboys are beating the Vikings by a good 20 points at halftime right now. And then the Steelers, how about a high-scoring affair, beating the Bengals 20-17 at halftime. So both those games are very high-scoring, except the Steelers game by both teams. Very interesting to see that. I would have not have expected that. But if we look at the NFL today, I will be telling you guys about those games, as well as the Chiefs-Chargers game. They'll be kicking off right when we are in the fourth quarter of this one. I hope we're in the fourth quarter of this one. This one is taking forever for us to get going here in Washington. Not really. You would think probably that it would take forever, but it is officially 6 o'clock, which means that you can turn in to your Hornets live on Bally Sports if anybody local from the Hornets area. Some Hornets action here. And excited for this one. I haven't actually got to broadcast a Carolina Cast Hornets game yet this season, so this will be the first of hopefully many. Obviously, I'm pretty sure I will be doing this again on Wednesday for that game against the Philadelphia 76ers. So if you have anybody in town from your family, you don't have the game in your area, then tune into the Carolina Cast and you can watch your Hornets play, or another team. If you're from Philadelphia and you're visiting somewhere where you don't have the game, then you can come watch the game. But looking at this one here, this one should be pretty exciting. Team's getting warmed up on the court so far, so they haven't cleared the court yet, which means that it's going to take a good second. If we want to look at the Hornets, their last affair, they ended up dropping one to the Cavaliers in double overtime. Terry Rozier not able to propel that team all the way through, though he did provide many clutch shots. And then Kelly Oubre did as well. I mean, the Hornets were just drilling threes on Friday. The problem, however, was the other side of the ball defensively, as they combined to give up 74 points to Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert. So Terry Rozier looking to continue. He has scored 17 points in 17 or more in every single game, including a 28 season high against the Cavaliers on Friday. So he is really starting to emerge as that first scoring option, and it's not even that close. Kelly Oubre in second, but the difference is Kelly is not nearly as consistent as our boy Terry. So Bradley Beal getting things started here. He's averaging a career high 51% from the field. He's just not shooting that much. So if he shoots as much as he normally does today, I mean, you could expect a 30-plus point outing. Keep in mind that Bradley is running that point guard today with Monte Morris injured and out of the lineup. So expect a lot. This is round 2 versus the Wizards, if you will. I haven't actually seen the box score yet of that game. Let's see. It was a November 7th game, if anybody remembers that. The Hornets ended up dropping in at home. There were 15 games that night, so it was kind of hard to focus on the Hornets. But if you did, it ended up being PJ with a good 25 points, Kelly with 20, and Terry with 19. Besides that, though, nobody got in double-digit scoring. And then for the Wizards, Kyle Kuzma dropped 20, Porzingis dropped 19. Bradley Beal did not play. That's not a good sign. So if Bradley Beal didn't play in that one, then I could only imagine what it'll be like when he plays in this one. As we're just about to tip off here in 5 minutes. I think I'm going to take one final commercial break here on StreamYard, if you will. But don't go anywhere. This one is going to tip off at 6:10. We're not going to get delayed again. For those of you who have been with me this whole time. And yeah, we'll do a couple loops and then we'll see you guys. Okay, everybody, we are here now. Hornets and Wizards about to tip off here. So remember last time, the Hornets missed 10 3-pointers. They missed their first 10. They had 70 points in the paint. That's the season high. The Wizards had 23 points off the bench, and Kyle Kuzma sparked them with 20. And if we look at this one here, have the Hornets announced their starting lineup yet? That's a pretty good question. If you remember the Wizards, just in case you didn't, it is Beal, Kispert, Avdija, Kuzma, and Porzingis to run it out. The Hornets have yet to they have announced the starting 5. Will be Terry at the point guard, as I suspected. Kelly Oubre, he normally plays that small forward, but he's playing shooting guard. And Gordon Hayward is returning tonight. Bright spot for the Hornets. He's playing small forward. PJ playing power forward, and Mason Plumlee playing the 5. So the injury report, Gordon Hayward, he's playing. And that is a good sign. So PJ Washington scores 25 the last time that we played, but it's going to be a little different this time around. So I'm trying to see if I can. Second, it'd be nice if you guys could just only see the game. But the game about to tip off here in the next 5 or so minutes. The Hornets have only won one of their last 10. They ended a 2-week skid, when they beat the Magic on the road. But besides that, we haven't seen that much from the Hornets this year. Actually, oh shoot, that's Big Brain. 1 second, guys. I'm going to take a quick commercial break here. 2 minutes left until we tip off. When we come back, your Hornets will go. They will suit up, take on the Washington Wizards live on the Carolina Cast. All right, everybody, we are here live from... Oh, shoot, that looks really weird. I'm trying to fix it, guys. Sorry. I'm just going to sit it like this. Here we go, live here from Capital One Arena. Gordon Hayward in a uniform for the first time in a minute. LaMelo Ball, as well as Cody Martin out today, but Dennis Smith Jr. is listed as available in this one. Cody Martin with a left knee procedure, and Mark Williams has a left ankle sprain. He's listed as available. Probably won't get any playing time if you've been watching this team recently. But that being said here, let me see if I do this. Hornets about to tip this one off here at the center circle. We'll get this one started here live from the Capital One Arena. Let me get your banners adjusted here. But yeah, in the center circle will be Plumlee against a taller Porzingis. And the Wizards are going to, as I just expected, win the tip here. So Avdija said at the top of the key is going to pass to Beal on the right wing. In the corner, the Kispert quickly flings it around. Kuzma from the top of the key. And the Wizards take the lead early on a top of the key 3-ball from Kyle Kuzma. Hoping that there are not many lead changes in this one. Now here's the Hornets ball. Gordon Hayward kicking it into McDaniels. McDaniels gets blocked out of bounds by Porzingis. It will stay here, though, with the Hornets. So a lot of momentum for the Hornets here early. And Gordon Hayward now going to take this one to the hole. Looking around, and he dribbles it off his foot. That one is going to go the other way, and it will be Wizards ball. 11:21 left here in the first. Clock resumes, and Beal to run the point guard now. Guarded by Oubre at the top of the key. Kispert going to pop out from a screen. He dribbles in. Fade away from the free throw line. It's going to rim out. And the rebound goes to Plumlee, so Rozier will restart the possession going the other way. And Kelly Oubre is going to pop a 3 here. His first of the night, no good. The Hornets have yet to score here in the first minute. 0 of 2 on possessions. So now here's Bradley Beal. Gets the pick and fade from Porzingis. Instead, going to pass to Kispert with a 3-ball. And he connects on that one. So it's 6-0 Wizards here early. The Wizards have won 6 of their last 10, but they did win their last game. And now Kelly Oubre. Mismatch. Plumlee wide open. Nobody's home in the paint, but he misses the wide open layup. And Kispert's going to start the fast break going the other way. 3-on-3. Kispert. Now it's full 5v5 action. Once again, back to Kispert. Give and go. Beautiful play. And it's an 8-0 Wizards run here early. The Hornets looking just like they have all season. Unorganized and outplayed. As here comes Rozier, going to drive it in the paint. Kicks it out. 3-ball PJ, and that one's good. So the Hornets are on the board for the first time of the night. And it's 8-3 with under 10 to go in the first. Beal give and go to Kuzma. Kuzma going to do a pivot fade. No reset possession. 8 on the shot clock. Beal sidestep fade. Good, and it's 10-3 Wizards. So Hornets have only gone one stop all game so far. And the Wizards are converting on field goals right and left. As Rozier's going to set this one up at the top of the key. Then you have Deja guarding Rozier, not Beal. Plumlee going to try a very awkward mid-range shot that is totally bricked. But Rozier somehow ends up with the ball. Oubre going to shoot it right in front of the Wizards bench, and it clanks off the back iron. An ugly possession right there. The Hornets are 1-6 from the field. And the Wizards are 4-5. Avdija, a nice move to have the switch, and Hayward's now matched up against Porzingis. Kuzma going to kick it back to Avdija. Avdija going to take it to the hole, and nobody at the rim once again. So 0 rim protection. And the Charlotte Hornets, who already find themselves down 12-3, are going to have to call a timeout here with 8:59 remaining here in the first quarter. So not looking so good for the Hornets so far. And I guess I'm going to get this back here. The Hornets find themselves down 12-3. I guess I can put that on the scoreboard since it's a commercial break. But nothing good from the Hornets so far besides the corner 3 from P.J. Washington. The Wizards are like 5 of 6 from the field, and the Hornets, they have done practically nothing from the field. So it hasn't been a fun one so far. Live from D.C., the Wizards jumping out to an early lead. If you remember the last time that these guys played in the first quarter, let's just say that it was a little bit of a different story. It may have been lopsided. Let me just check just in case. Monday, November 7th. The Wizards ended up outscoring the Hornets by 8 points, but the Hornets quickly outscored them by 10 in that third quarter. The second half, though, was all Wizards. Ended up being an 8-point affair. So not looking so good from the D.C. area. The Hornets visiting this place for the first time of 2 this year. The next time that they play the Wizards will be in 2023 on February 8th. So the Wizards open up with a beautiful 12-3 start. It seems that there's not much energy or effort from the Hornets on defense. And that's got to be concerning. I mean, how much longer will the Hornets put up with this? A loss today puts you at 4-14. If you're the Wizards, a win gets you a 10-win start. And something that you hope to keep up. So this one has a lot of meaning here. For both sides. I am going to say it probably matters more for the Wizards in the long run. Now, if you're familiar with the Four Corners basketball, you know that greater than sign identifies who is winning. It's pretty hard to keep up with a full-time scoreboard with some NBA action, especially when the Wizards are piling up 12 points in 3 minutes. And the Hornets here, let's see if they are going to stick to their original starting 5 or if they are going to make any changes. Oubre and Rozier. Oubre is going to take the ball out right in front of the Hornets bench on the right side, and Rozier's going to restart this possession with 8:59. The Hornets looks like they made no substitutions. And neither did the Wizards, so both teams sticking with their starters early. Washington going to pass to Hayward. Hayward going to take a free throw line jumper, and that one falls. So, out of the Steve Clifford timeout, the Hornets come up clutch on their first possession. Now let's see how the Wizards answer. Beal kicks at the Kuzma, who starts the possession at the top of the key. Handoff to Avdija. Mishandled by Beal, and now it's a 3-on-2 fast break for the Hornets. Terry going to take it to the cup, passes to Oubre, and Oubre bodies his way in for two. Looks like Denny Avdija was a little bit shaken up on that one. But nevertheless, Hayward with two, Oubre with two, and PJ with three. It's 7-12. Wizards still up by 5. Kicks it out. Porzingis is going to fake a three. Dribbles it back, step back, and it clanks off the backboard. An ill-advised shot selection, if you will. And Plumlee is going to start this possession here, similar to how Porzingis did, except he now dishes it to Oubre. Oubre's been averaging 19.2, career high. And Kristaps Porzingis flies in for his second block of the game and into the third row or so. So the Hornets with 11 on the shot clock will inbound the ball from the baseline. 7:45 left in the quarter. Terry going to give it to Oubre in the corner. Rozier resets it at the free throw line. Steps back, fades, and that one is good. So 9-12 here. The Hornets, since the timeout, are on a 6-0 run. And the Wizards have yet to score since. Bradley Beal to a wide-open Porzingis. He's still going to fire away that three. And the Hornets learn their lesson as this time it goes in. 15-9, a two-possession game. Plumlee going to take it right to Porzingis, and he banks it off the glass. A good answer right there for the Hornets. With just over 7 minutes to go here in the first, it's 15-11. Porzingis is going to try again from three. He's feeling himself. It's 18-11. And the big man Porzingis is piling points from deep. Terry on a fast break action here. Inside the Plumlee. Plumlee to Hayward. Hayward going to catch and shoot. And that one's good. So some back and forth three-point barrages here from the nation's capital. It's 14-18. Kuzma going to take it to the hole, and he slams it home with no paint defense at all today from the Hornets. It seems as if they've really only been guarding that mid-range area. And Terry's going to get a pick here. He passes in the corner to Oubre. Oubre is wide open, but he clanks it off the rim. And Kuzma's going to start a 3-on-3 break here. Kuzma takes it himself off the backboard, and Porzingis slams it home on the putback. They're going to say a shooting foul here. I'm pretty sure on Plumlee going the way up. That'll be the first foul in about 6 minutes. I think they're going to say it's on Hayward. Actually, that'll be his first personal. And about 6 minutes in here, we finally get our first foul. So 20-14 your score. The Wizards looking to get their 10th win of the season, and a lucky roll for Kuzma. He gets the first of two, and some substitutions here, looks like, as Dennis Smith Jr. and Jalen McDaniels are coming in for Terry Rozier and PJ Washington. And it's not looking so good for your Hornets right now. So they find themselves down 21-14. Kuzma, the second of two. The Wizards are going to keep their original starting 5 in. No subs after the first free throw. And the second one's a clean swish. As actually there was one substitution checking in for the Wizards. It looks like they slipped Kispert out. And they decided to put in, let me see if I can find him, Will Barton. Wait, is that Will Barton? I thought it looked like Will Barton to me. That's a Jordan Goodwin who was listed as out. He was listed as available. I thought he was out today, but it looks like he's playing. As Kuzma going to flip that one in for two. The Wizards have a sub waiting at the scorer's table. And now Plumlee looking here. Inside, McDaniels is stripped. Fast break here. Shot from Kuzma on the feed from Goodwin. No good. Goodwin chases down the board, but it's won by Smith Jr. And Oubre now being guarded by Beal. Oubre running the shooting guard here. And Hayward's going to fire away from distance. and he is banked in. So 3 for 3 from Gordon Hayward. And the Hornets, a productive 5 minutes or so. 3 minutes, 4 minutes, I guess you could say. With 5:11 left, they find themselves down by 4. Very entertaining start here. We're going to go on commercial break, and we'll be back with some more basketball live here on Carolina Cast. If I can find out what I'm doing. Now Porzingis looking, he hands it off to Beal. Beal gonna fire away a 3, no good. And the rebound 1-4. One from by McDaniels. His string guard didn't work. (22-24) your score. Here we go. Porzingis looking. Kicks it out the... Looks like it was 10-4 off Deja, and it's swatted out of bounds. All right, hello guys. Sorry about that. So, 22-24 your score here. 4:19 to go. The Hornets looking for their first lead of the day. It looks like while I was gone, Mason Plumlee's going to the free throw line. And his first one clanks off the back iron. And he almost tried to pitch it in the net. The second of 2 is good, though, so not a completely empty trip. They come up with 1 point, and it's 24-23 here. 4:15 left in the quarter. And Beal going in the paint, going to kick it, and that's going to be a foul. Looks like Dennis Smith Jr. was inside that restricted area. So we take a look here. No, he set his feet. That should be considered a charge. Let's see what the verdict is. It is a charge, and Smith brings the ball up now for the Hornets. Rozier out of the game. Oubre back in. Oubre, the Plumlee. Now the Smith Jr. at the top of the key. He's going to take it all the way by himself, but he's quickly stolen from by the Wizards, and now Beal's going to run it up. 4v5, now 5v5 full action. Avdija bodies his way right into Hayward's core, and he gives the Wizards that three-point cushion once again. And Hayward going to bring the ball up this time. Hayward, pass is intended for Oubre, and it's intercepted by a lunging Beal. Beal, a bounce pass into Avdija. The reverse layup, counted and one. And a nice fast break right there by the Wizards is going to result in a potential three-point play the old-fashioned way. As then Avdija is going to go to the line. Bradley Beal baits McDaniels on the inside bounce pass. And right there, the Hornets, just when they had the lead in their grasps, they are quickly once again down by potentially down by two possessions. So then Avdija's going to miss it on purpose almost. He grabs his own rebound and he throws it back up and in. The Hornets caught being lazy, and Denny Avdija is able to come up with a 4-point possession. Rozier going to set it up now. McDaniels at the top of the key. PJ Washington with the ball. McDaniels going to take it himself, and no good. Rebound, second chance, blocked. Avdija going by himself. Avdija, like Will Barton for three, clanks off the back rim. And fumbled for and won by Rozier. Rozier on the 2v3 fast break. He's diving. Now it's stolen by Porzingis. A little bit of a awkward play. And fight is breaking now. A fight is going on right in front of the bench here. Both sides get into it. The coaches trying to stop the fight from happening. Porzingis and Gafford were going to start a fight as a little bit of a loose ball collision. And adrenaline runs high for Kristaps Porzingis. So he's dribbling now. Let's see. Rozier got the nice spin move. He dove. It was quickly stolen from McDaniels, sort of stiff-armed Porzingis out of the way here. That's what caused the altercation. So good show, but Hornets still find themselves down, and that's not going to help your momentum for either team. Clifford surveys the situation. They've already given up 30 points here. There's a good 3 minutes left, and the officials are going to review this, see if it was a technical foul, unnecessary contact by McDaniels. So let's see. The original ruling was a reach-in foul on McDaniels, but then McDaniels decides to stiff-arm right at the lettering of the jersey of Porzingis. And, I mean, I guess this could be considered an unnecessary contact that was definitely intentional. But not a good sign right here. Porzingis got sort of bodied into the bench, and then Porzingis grabbed back at his hand, and McDaniels didn't give up. McDaniels kept on pushing him. So that really tells the full story right there. Jalen McDaniels just a little bit too much, and PJ Washington and the coach is able to resolve the situation, thankfully, but you don't want anybody getting injured for a Hornet squad that already is missing LaMelo Ball. And they've already been injured on the sidelines as Marcin Gortat talking to Kristaps and Steve Clifford regroups with his coaches as well. 30-23 your score with 2:46 left. And the Wizards, if you are just joining us, are up 30-23. The Hornets have yet to have the lead this entire game. So 2:46 to go. It's 30-23. Clifford is having a conversation now with the ref right in front of the scores table, and it looks like a ruling has been made. And We're going to see what it is, but based on Kristaps is now in a t-shirt on the sideline, so if they decide to take him out after the play, it looks like nothing ended up happening on Kristaps' side of the ball. He's now on the bench with a Wizards Classic 25th anniversary t-shirt over his jersey, which probably means that Daniel Gafford's going to come check in. I'm pretty sure he was going to anyway. It's not part of the situation. Still talking to big man coach Marcin Gortat about that. Now Clifford's getting into it, so a lot of words, but not a lot of action here. And it's going to be a technical foul on Porzingis, but Rozier misses the free throw anyways. And an empty point right there by Terry, the best free throw shooter on the Hornets probably. Even Winlow and Cody Martin are healthy. Now Beal's going to get the ball. The Hornets don't get the ball back, and the Hornets just completely failed right there. And I was right. Daniel Gafford subs in. Nick Richards comes in for Plumlee on the Hornets side, and Terry ends up fouling. Now the foul's going to be on. Looks like Beal right there with an offensive foul. He's not a fan of the call. And now Smith Jr. starts the new possession, and we're finally back to some normal basketball. Richards comes up to try to set the pick. This one's a lot more physical. Seems as if that sound of point finally woke up the Hornets. Smith Jr. going to take it all the way. Throws it up on the floater, and it's good. Dennis Smith Jr. A nice play right there. And now Beal's going to go all the way. Now kicks it. Drive and kick. Will Barton able to do a little bit of work, but he fires up a brick, and that one is going to go off 3 Hornets defenders and stay here with Washington with 2:01 to go in the first quarter, 30-25 for those of you just joining us. Wizards have had the lead this whole time. And now with 157, Beal's slow to get up. Has some words with Smith. We look at the play. The ball got inbounded, and Beal got hacked on the way up. That's going to be a shooting foul on Dennis Smith Jr. And now probably the best shooter on the court. No, they're going to say it's a regular non-contact foul. Anyway, Will Barton's wide open in the corner. He gets it to go. 8-point lead. Sloppy play from the Hornets. That's all there is really to it. Smith Jr. is going to come off at the beyond the arc. Kicks it to Washington in the corner. He drives all the way. Going to throw up a shot that's short. Off the backboard and eventually won by Gafford. Now Kuzma's going to start it for the Wizards. He crosses it over. Has nowhere to go. Good defense from PJ, and he hands it off to Beal. Beal now being guarded by PJ. Smith on Kuzma. Beal has PJ absolutely skating. An ankle breaker right there. What a move by Bradley Beal. He has PJ Washington flipping on a bar of soap almost. Right at the free throw line. And now Beal's going to get a steal, turning offense to defense. Passes Kispert. Layup, and he missed it. He couldn't get it to go. Catch a break. Let's see if Terry can convert. No good on the 3, and Kuzma gets the board again. It's fought for. Saved by Kuzma out of bounds. 46 seconds left to go here in the first. Beal being guarded by Richards. He calls isolation. Beal resets. 10 on the shot clock. 30 in the game clock. Beal going to try to hold it here. Beal takes it to the cup. Kicks it out. Corner. 3 ball. No good. Rebound 1-4 by the Hornets. Shot clock 7 seconds ahead of the game clock here. Smith Jr. the reset at half court. Clifford calls the play. 10 on the shot clock now. High pick set for by Washington. Rozier being guarded by Kuzma. Rozier fires away a step back mid-range. No good. Tipped in by Richards with 9.1 to go. The Wizards looking for one last possession. 5 seconds. Kuzma's going to end up taking this shot. He goes all the way to the rack. He throws one up. It's no good, and that's the end of the first quarter. A very stressful one for the Hornets. 35-27, your score. And Nothing going well so far for the Charlotte Hornets on either side of the ball. The Hornets, they've yet to take in the lead this whole time. And let's take a look at the stats here. After one official quarter in the books, we saw everything but we saw a 7'3" Kristaps Porzingis fighting Terry Rozier on the sidelines. But after one quarter, the scores are officially in for the Wizards. Kyle Kuzma with 9 points, Denny Avdija with a quiet 8, and Bradley Beal with 4 points and 4 assists. The Wizards just moving the ball. Kristaps has 2 threes, and then for your Hornets, nobody's really doing well offensively besides Gordon Hayward, who's been able to cash in on a couple threes as well as a mid-range, but it seems as if this has been what it is like for the Hornets every single game. And that's continuing today, so your score ends up being 35-27. So if we want to look around the NBA, the only games that tips off is the only game that I can think of that's more boring than this, and that's Pistons versus Kings. And that game is in a not really good environment in Sacramento. The Kings have a 5-point lead after that one. At the end of the first quarter, they're right where we are. Harrison Barnes has 9 points. Bojan Bogdanovic with 7. And for the Hornets, it's 27-35. The Hornets have diverse scoring, but they have nobody in this entire game in double figures after the first quarter. Not surprising there. So, if the Hornets lose today, it will be another day where the Hornets and Panthers both take a loss on and off the field. But we look at this one. Not really that great of turnout here in Washington. They are wearing their 25th anniversary classic white jerseys with gold and blue. But the Hornets now, remember they lost the tip-off to 7'3" Kristaps Porzingis, so they now have the ball. Hayward going to reset it. Rozier drives it, mismatch, back to Hayward. The Hornets have their original starters minus Oubre and Plumlee, and Hayward comes up completely blank on an air ball. And you could almost hear that gust of wind from there. That one relatively short. And now here comes the Wizards. Kuzma to start it. A possession to forget if you're the Hornets. Here's Barton. Back out to Kuzma. Good pick from Gafford. Kuzma finds himself wide open, and he comes up short. So both teams with awful shots to begin the first quarter. Not good shot selection by the Hornets last time. Let's see what they do this time. McDaniels from 3. One's off the back rim. Richard going to take it himself, and he's absolutely packed by Gafford. And then a shot is good by Terry Rozier, but it looks like it's going to be waved off. The Wizards are going to get the ball here, so nothing going well for the Hornets. And here's Kuzma now. They're up by 8. Kuzma alley-oop to Gafford, and he tried to absolutely slam the hammer. But Wreck-It Ralph with strike 1 from Daniel Gafford. Here's McDaniels. Kicks it out. Richards at the top of the key. A good 5 feet social distance. McDaniels going to fire away a 3-ball, and he knew it was good the second it left his hands. An absolute green bean from Jalen McDaniels, and it's 35-30. Here's Gafford. Barton comes off the pick. He fumbles the ball. He quickly gets it, though. Gafford with another pick once again. Barton going to fire away right from the cylinder. No good. Fought for one by Gafford, and Nick Richards gets absolutely bodied. 37-30 your score. Keep in mind the Hornets haven't had the lead right since I began this stream. And Terry, he dekes a defender, but he bricks a 3, and then looks like Gafford gets poked in the eye, and Richards says, why not? I'll take the free 2 points. And Gafford's going to stay in here with about 10 minutes left in the second quarter. So the pick, once again, from Gafford. It seems as if they do that every single play, and that's an offensive foul Right there, a Derrick Henry stiff arm from Kyle Kuzma. It's going the other way. 9:57 to go. So we take a look at that last play. It looks like Nick Richards just threw an elbow right at the facial areas of Nick Richards, and then Kyle Kuzma. He really wanted those 2 points, but no good. Hayward going to call for the ball here. Rare from him. Let's see what he can do with it. Fade away from the top of the key, and that ball does not want to go through the bottom of the net. Wizards ball now. Gafford wide open at the top of the key. And Kuzma shot is good. 39-32. 9:20 left in the second quarter. PJ goes up to the rack and he lays it home. 34-39 here. And the Hornets just going back and forth this quarter. And now the bounce pass thrown out of bounds. Miscommunication right there between Kyle Kuzma. And it looked like that was, I could be wrong, but that was Jordan Goodwin. Three ball fired away from PJ. That's the closest the Hornets have gotten yet. 36-39 here. They're going to say his foot was on the line. Classic PJ. If you remember an overtime game against the Knicks, I'm pretty sure it's on Carolina Cast, and they're going to say dead ball with 8:39. It's going to go the other way. The Hornets, they will have their first shot, the second shot of the game, really, to tie this one up. Here on the Carolina Cast. Has been all Wizards so far, but Washington gets stripped. Good defense from Barton. And out of bounds, they're going to say Wizards ball as Smith Jr.'s effort to save it was not enough, as I forgot to change that to the second quarter here on your scoreboard at home. Steve Clifford not really having it right now. Keep in mind the coach for the Wizards is Wes Unseld, so probably knows a lot more on and off the court than Clifford actually does, but Clifford stands in his classic hands crossed across his chest stance. Gafford now looking for a man. He passes it to Kuzma. Kuzma going to fire a deep three. Good 5 feet behind the line. It clinks off the back iron, and now Rozier comes to try to tie it for the Hornets. Rozier goes up, takes it. Smith, why not let it fly? No good. And they're going to say a foul on Nick Richards. So just when you think the Hornets can tie this game, the Wizards throw something else at them. And Nick Richards is getting really emotional now. He's almost crying on the court. I'm being completely honest, but Gordon Hayward able to calm him down. Beal with the ball now. He's going to take it. Fade away. Kicked. Kuzma inside the Gafford, and Gafford throws it up with a shooting foul on Kai Jones, who has just checked in. Kai Jones looks like he's getting the minutes today that would normally be given to Mark Williams. Texas Longhorn product. He has dyed his hair Hornet blue. And he'll be running a stretch five position right now. For your Hornets. So it's now 40-36. I'm pretty sure that first free throw went in when they were showing the angle of Kai Jones's hair. The second free throw coming up now from Gafford. It's up and it is good. So 41-36. 7:33 left here from the nation's capital in the first half. Nick Richards calls for a pick, but Terry ignores it. Terry going to drive. Kicks it. Hayward, catch and shoot three ball, and it's online. The Hornets are now within 2 as they crawl closer. It's 39-41, and a very high-scoring game so far. We're not even halfway through the second quarter. Barton gets a pick. Barton's going to take it to the rack. He looks. He finds Beal. Beal hesitates. Now he goes on the baseline. looking for a man. He cannot find him. He decides to take it to the rack anyways, and we're tied up. I mean, no, excuse me. It's 43-39. Only Beal played for the Hornets. As now here's Hayward. Stripped by Barton, but it's going to stay here with Charlotte. We'll take a commercial break here live on the Carolina Cast. As I don't know if our person backstage wants to come on. It looks like they do. So our person backstage here for the first time today. What do you have to say about this one so far, Krish? Krish, it looks like your microphone is muted.
What about now?
Yeah, now it works.
Okay. I was watching some of the game with my cousin. I think he's starting to like Charlotte Hornets basketball a little bit more. I don't know where everyone is. I think he's decided to become a Charlotte Hornets basketball fan, and yeah, I think this is a big deal for my family that a Dallas guy is turning into a Hornets fan.
I mean, are we sure this is the right choice? I mean, like the Mavericks may be a better choice, but like,
I've kind of shipped him over to Charlotte teams, so.
Well, the Panthers obviously dropped one today. That was on Carolina Cast too.
Oh God, bro, I was.
Did you rage on stream? I didn't actually watch the stream.
I told the camera straight to my face that we are cutting Shi Smith after this game. And I hope that the Carolina Panthers saw that.
Hey, the Packers did the same thing to Amari
Rodgers. That's what I'm saying. They did the same thing with Amari Rodgers. I think he can easily get cut. That was terrible. And honestly, I also told the camera earlier today, was this the last gasp for Baker Mayfield?
They need to stop showing Bojangles commercials. I haven't eaten anything all day.
Was this the last gasp for Baker Mayfield?
I don't know. I'm kind of shocked why Sam didn't come in mid-game.
Darnold? No. We weren't struggling. That's because our defense kept us in the game the entire time. Our defense is the only reason that game was good.
But Baker dropped a good 3 points.
Yeah.
3 on a 32-yard chip shot.
Oh, yeah. It's Pinheiro. I thought he was going to miss it, bro.
He so should have missed that. If he missed it, it would have covered the spread.
Now, also think of another thing. If the wind gusts weren't as bad as they were in Baltimore today, then there actually would have been better chances for Justin Tucker to kick field goals because the Ravens had over 30 plays in Carolina territory.
Well, if we're looking at this one, it looks like we're going to go back. I don't know if you're going to be available for halftime, but Matthew clearly is not coming on the Carolina Cast. So I'll catch you in a second now. We're going to resume action here live from Capital One Arena. As I said, about mid-attendance, if you will. Gordon Hayward's been really the only star of the show, and he's 4 for 6, 3 for 4 from behind the arc. So maybe they fixed up his shoulder and he now learned how to shoot. I don't really know where this stuff is coming from. But Steve Clifford seems if he wears that pullover every single game. No exception tonight. Inside, Smith going to bank it off the glass. A beautiful play from the baseline. They may have actually reviewed that play because I think they said it was Wizards ball, but now it's a 2-point game. Goodwin going to start the play now for the Wizards. And Kristaps Porzingis is back in, as well as it looks like they have a new face. The rookie Johnny Davis out of Kentucky as Kyle Kuzma out of Wisconsin. And Kyle Kuzma, that's a lucky bounce right there from Kuzma. It rattles in after going around the cylinder once, and now it's 46-41. Hayward going to call for a pick. He's feeling himself. He knew that was in the second. It left his fingertips. It's 43-46. Back and forth offense. 0 defense tonight. Kuzma on Jones. He kicks it out. Porzingis has Richards jumping. Now they slid Jones over to the power forward with Richards in. And he has to have the tall task of guarding Kristaps Porzingis, and he comes up short. Johnny Davis out to Bradley Beal, and that one clanks off the rim, tipped out of bounds by Porzingis, and Kyle Jones points the other way. The ref agrees with him. Hornets ball. With a 3 here, you can tie it as Johnny Davis comes up blank on a wide-open triple. 5:45 left. Plumlee looking. McDaniels. Jones. Smith going to take it right at Porzingis. He fades away over him. A beautiful play 45-46. The Hornets now only down by a singular point. The Wizards looking to keep that lead up. Their defense has been slacking in this second quarter. Beal, crossover, he lost it. He tried to overcomplicate the play. Good perimeter defense from Mason Plumlee. And now that is going to have the Wizards with the chance of going down for the first time this game, which means I'm going to have to change the StreamYard's banner. Smith, right to Plumlee. Plumlee right up to over the free throw line. He passes it to Oubre, who's going to go up for the rack. No, he passes it in McDaniels. 3-ball, no good. Rebound 1-4 and fought by Plumlee. Jones goes up. Second effort, and it's good. And the Hornets have their first lead of the night, folks. First, it was our first basket. Then it was our first three. And now it is our first lead of the night. Porzingis stripped by and won by Porzingis. It's going to be on the floor. Oubre slow to get up. He is actually yet to get up. And he finally does now. So, Kai Jones, though, on that one play, taking it right up to Porzingis. And he flexes in his face after the play. Porzingis won that ball pretty cleanly. I don't know why there was a whistle. Oubre sort of fell down on him almost. But now they're going to say Hornets ball here, an offensive foul. Oubre right to the rack. A two-handed slam over Denny Avdija. And the Wizards are going to need to call a timeout here with 4:28 left. A highlight of the game for the Charlotte Hornets as Kelly Oubre celebrating on the bench. It's 49-46. The Hornets have the lead. We'll take a break here. Some momentum in DC. Hornets lead by 3 with 4:28 left in the second quarter. How about the Charlotte Hornets in the second quarter? They are outscoring the Wizards 22-11, very similar to what they did when they were at the Spectrum Center in Charlotte, but this time they hope to hold on. So you look statistically, Gordon Hayward now has 13 points, PJ has 7, and Kelly Oubre has 4. McDaniels with a quiet 8, and Smith with 6. And for the Wizards, it's been all Kyle Kuzma with 14. Bradley Beal does have 5 assists. But if we want to look around the NBA, that Pistons game, the Pistons actually took a 5-point lead, very similar to what the Hornets have been doing. And if we want to look at the NFL for some final scores, the Broncos look like they're going to take down the Raiders. The Cowboys absolutely slaughter the Minnesota Vikings. And the Bengals in a close one against the Pittsburgh Steelers. So, a lot of good basketball here, but if you are really into sports, then the World Cup begins tomorrow, really. A little bit of a preview today with Ecuador taking down Qatar 2-0. Valencia nets 2. And really no momentum at all from Qatar. As Oubre with the slam right there, right on top of that Denny Avdija. And Unseld is not a huge fan. He called timeout the second that Kelly Oubre screamed. So now it's 49-46. Avdija has the ball now, being guarded by Kai Jones. He kicks it to Beal. Beal goes up under the rim. He reverse lay, and it's 48-49. So the Wizards not going anywhere. 4 minutes left to go here in the quarter. Oubre at the top of the key. Gets the pick from Plumlee. He's wide open. Now he's not. Rozier, 8 on the shot clock. Nothing happening. Rozier, the play's going to stop. Rozier jacks up a 3 anyway, but it looks like it's going to be on Washington, which is going to reset that shot clock to 14 seconds now. And Oubre is going to take the ball out. No, he is not. It looks like Dennis Smith. No, Oubre does take the ball. Of course I'm right. 3:54 in this one. Kai Jones going to start with the ball. Probably not the best of ideas. And right as I said that, Kyle Jones travels. So, I mean, I know. Trust me, I know this team, man. Like, I know I've only broadcasted 2 quarters, but I know what's happening. Do not inbound the ball to Kai Jones. Any Avdija now. Passes it to Porzingis, right back to Avdija. Inside. Beal being guarded by Rozier. Now Beal's going to be on Plumlee, which means that Porzingis is on Terry. And Porzingis right over Terry, misses the jumper. Dennis Smith Jr. on the break. Now 5v5 full action. Dennis Smith between the legs. He has Davis dancing inside the Plumlee, and he gets smacked on the way up. He's going to go to the line for 2. So 3:22 left here in this one in the first half. And Mason Plumlee, we saw him go 1 for 2 from the free throw line as he almost tried to drop the ball in the basket. But Plumlee able to make that first one. It's 50-48. Washington is going to check back in, it looks like, for Jones, which should have the original starting 5 in right now for both sides, I believe. And the Hornets have a 3-point lead once again. The only exception being Davis is in instead of who is he in instead of? Avdija. Wait, no, Avdija's in. Who in it? Kuzma. It's going the other way, by the way. A foul on the Wizards, and now with 3:12, the Hornets are going to be gifted another free possession. Hayward going to cut to the right. Rozier instead passes to Plumlee, who starts the possession right at the 3-point line. Hayward on the block, being guarded by Davis, going to take it now. Finds Terry. Terry on the left wing, jacks up a 3 ball. It's off the back iron. Rebound by Beal. Beal going to start the drive. Beal to wide open Davis. Davis pump fake. He's now going to settle for a mid-range where he comes up short. So good shot selection is not executed. 2:40 now. Oubre right to Kispert, and it's a 5-point lead. Kelly Oubre and the Charlotte Hornets have really showed up here in this quarter as Beal gets the pick now. He's going to fire away from mid-range, and that one goes in. So the Hornets can only catch so many breaks here without the Wizards coming up blank. Rozier kicks it to Washington, who shot at the second it entered his hands, but it's no good. Kuzma's at the scorer's table, probably going to check in for a struggling Davis as Avdija bounce pass to Kispert. Kispert finds Porzingis, who hits it out to Beal. Beal going to take it, a flop by Plumlee. Play still free, and an awful pass by Beal is going to go off the fingertips of a dumbfounded Davis, and the Hornets are going to have the ball, which means that they practically have all the momentum in this one. 53-50 your score. The Hornets will get a full 24-second shot clock and a minute 49 to work this possession. Johnny Davis, as I mentioned earlier, is going to find the sideline. I mean, pretty predictable changes by these two coaches now. Looks like they're probably going to keep in their starters for the rest of the half. Terry, sidestep jumper. He hasn't really been able to find anything, and that continues. Probably jinxed it with that 17-point. And Hayward, he can't find the bottom of the – there's a lid on the rim on that possession. The Wizards now look to regroup and tie this one up. Inside, Porzingis, that's a start. He misses. No foul on the dunk, and now Beal wide open for 3. We're tied. Would have been nice if I had crowd noise to signalize that he made that. Hornets now going to try to retake their very brief lead, and that's going to start with Kelly Oubre, but his 3 is no good. There less than a minute to go here in the half. Kuzma, spin move. Outside, Bradley Beal from deep. And it bounces in. A Kawhi Leonard-like bounce by Bradley Beal. Now the Hornets are going to regroup here. 18 on the shot clock, 40 in the game, 15 on the shot clock. So their shot clock's 25 ahead if you want to do some simple math. Then you have, Washington right to kiss for its body. All the fans going to halftime, and Oubre, he gets cookies. 2 points right there as the miscommunication on the pass. And now the shot clock's going to be 6 seconds ahead of the game clock. Fans leaving their seats for halftime now. But there's still one more possession. Kuzma to Denny Avdija. Passes to Porzingis. Porzingis in the corner. Kispert, why not let it fly? It's good. 8.5 left. The Hornets are down by 4. PJ going to start the possession. 5 seconds now. PJ looking. Passes it to Plumlee. Plumlee's going to have the final shot. Hook shot. It rims out, and that is your halftime score, 59-55. The Charlotte Hornets are averaging right about the same amount of points that they usually do. 55 first half points, and the Hornets, they had a brief lead, but they're unable to maintain it as Gordon Hayward has some clutch buckets, but the Washington Wizards with Kristaps Porzingis and Kyle Kuzma, as well as Bradley Beal, really a three-man show, really feeling themselves. We're going to get the halftime here, live on the Carolina Cast. We'll see you guys in, I guess, a little bit. Welcome to your halftime show here live on the Carolina Cast. I'm Sam Durham here with you right now, flying solo as we watch your Hornets fly live from the DC area. However, they do find themselves down by 4 currently. In a 59-55 game live from Capital One Arena, Gordon Hayward has been the star of the show for your Charlotte Hornets. 13 points, 5 for 8 from the field, including 3 threes. He has played 18 of those 24 minutes so far. So if we want to pull up the detailed view of fouls, because I swear I think I saw Bradley Beal pick a couple. As Dallas is beating the Vikings 40-3. That is not a typo on your ESPN scores if you're a Vikings fan. Sorry to be you right now. Looking, PJ Washington, he has not shot that well. 3 for 4 from the field with 7 points, a plus minus, a minus 11. But the real bummer for the Hornets so far has been Terry Rozier. 2 points, 1 for 6 from the field, and a plus minus, a minus 14. So he is not getting things done with 2 turnovers and 1 personal foul. The Hornets have 5 personal fouls in total. Jaden McDaniels picking up the most with 2. For the Wizards, Porzingis and Beal both have 2 fouls at halftime. And Kispert and Avdija have really been the difference with plus. Everybody in the Wizards lineup has a plus. The only person who has not been good, though, has been Goodwin with a minus 14. And Davis with a minus 7. So that bench for the Wizards has really been killing them as they need to rest their starters and really play them in the third quarter, push that gas pedal. Same thing for the Hornets. They have had 9. Both teams have had 9 players check in so far. I think that's probably all we're going to see. I'd maybe get James Bouknight some minutes for the Hornets in the second half, but it's really all I see. And then for the Wizards, I mean, maybe get Taj Gibson some minutes. That's really the only guy who I see on that bench that really plays. Vernon Carey Jr., does he play? No, he didn't play any minutes. Does Anthony Gill play any minutes? No, he may. Anthony Gill might chug in. Key, though, is Hachimura is out for the Hornets, and LaMelo and Martin are for the LaMelo and Martin are out for the Hornets. Hachimura is out for the Wizards. I don't think I said that in the pregame show. He was like 2 minutes before tip-off that came in, like he was out. So if I said that in the pregame show, then good for me. If I didn't, then I was able to catch myself. So we look at this one, some key stats. The Hornets, they have not shot the ball that well. 44.2%. I mean, it's okay. The Wizards have shot the lights out. 53.5% and 60 from 3. Hornets are only 33% from 3. Free throw wise, the Hornets have gone 3 of 5, and the Wizards have gone 4 of 5. It's not really that big of a difference. Rebounding. Hornets have 23 rebounds, and the Wizards have 19. So the Hornets have been able to rebound. Passing wise, though, the Wizards have 13 assists, and your Hornets only have 10. So that's really all you've got to say. As we look here for your Hornets, the next time they go to Charlotte will be on Wednesday to take on the 76ers. We hope that they have a little more success that day than they've been having. You really got to have this day the day. I mean, it is what it is. We get back to Washington now. We're deep into halftime festivities. The dance squad is out. They're doing backflips and stuff. A lot more energy than I have right now. 20 bench points for the Hornets. That's got to be the key. The Wizards only have 7. So the Wizards bench has been coming up blank, and the Hornets starters have been coming up blank. That has them right about even. The Wizards with about 4 more points. So statistically, this 4-point margin makes a lot of sense. Now, if you're looking at the over-under, if you're doing the math at home, 55 plus 59 would get you right 114, and that would get you on pace for about a 228. That would be 7.5 points at the over. And spread-wise, you're looking really good if you pick the Wizards, but the Hornets, you still have a chance. Was 5.5. So if you pick the Hornets for plus 5.5, you're technically still winning that bet at halftime. You just need what you saw in the second quarter from the Hornets, which was around success at the beginning and a little bit of a collapse at the end. So, and we're going to take a quick commercial break here on halftime. Not really much else to talk about. We've seen it all. If you've been watching the game, you've seen it all. We're going to throw it to a quick commercial break, and then we'll get to some quick stats and analysis before we begin the third quarter, where your Hornets will have the ball first. Okay, we're back here. So in this one, it's been I'm not gonna say all Wizards, but the Hornets have only had the lead for a little bit. If you've been watching, it's a 7:14 of local time here. I'm kind of running out of gas, but hopefully the Hornets, with some halftime energy, are able to get a spark and move on. A win here would be really the most momentum that we've had. I mean, we were 3-3 when we beat the Warriors, and right around Halloween, and the season has just gone completely downhill since then. So it's 55-59 here for those of you just joining us. Okay, so in this one, I don't know how we feel about that. The Hornets find themselves down here. Halftime's still going on. I don't know what they're doing at Capital One Arena. I've only been there once, and it was for a hockey game. But looking at your next Hornets game, it's a home game against the 76ers. If I have to do it alone, I'm not doing it. But if somebody else does come, maybe we'll be back here in the same position that we are right now, except maybe your Hornets will be in a different position on the scoreboard. It's been a lot more of a blowout than a 4-point game from a spectator's perspective. I mean, we've only had the lead for a good 3 minutes. You have to keep that in mind. Now, technically, you're only down by 4. That's 2 possessions. You go and you get something started. You score early. You get a stop. You score again, and then you potentially have the lead if one of those is a 3-pointer. So just play it one possession at a time. If you're Steve Clifford talking to that team in the locker room as we speak. And that's really what's all that happened. I mean, personal foul-wise, I guess you could say that with Beal and Porzingis both with 2 fouls, could potentially come back to bite the Wizards. But the Hornets have nothing to worry about in that right now. I just spilled something. But that also just means that the NBA is going to start right now. The Hornets do have the ball first. Porzingis won that tip-off by a pretty significant margin. Plumlee kind of gave up on it. As shoot-around has begun, Wizards getting ready. I'm assuming that they are going to suit up that same starting 5 that they started with to begin the half. Steve Clifford chatting up Dennis Smith Jr. right now, which probably means that he's going to get some playing time. He has been limited with that ankle injury. He probably would have been starting today. But they end up forcing Gordon Hayward through his rehab. Cody Martin also injured. There's Ty Corbin talking it up with some reporters. The Hornets currently find themselves down by 2 possessions, but anything is possible. Gordon Hayward has been the primary scorer tonight. Terry Rozier only with 2 points and a plus-minus 14. It's been the key factor. Can Kelly Oubre provide a spark? He did have some momentum ending that second quarter. And then lastly, the Hornets just need to play better defense. I mean, 55 points should be getting you, well, maybe. I mean, they could have 60, I guess. A lot of open shot misses by Terry Rozier. I mean, this team really also just isn't all that good. You got to keep that in mind. So, Rozier and the Hornets started off now. Terry going to pass to Hayward. Hayward being guarded by Kispert at the perimeter. A screen from Plumlee. Hayward, he falls down with the ball. Passes to Oubre. Now Plumlee fights for it. Goes up for the shot. No good. Oubre with the ball. 4 seconds on the shot clock. It's off the front iron. Rebound fought for and eventually won by Denny Avdija for the Wizards. They have their same starting 5 in of Kispert, Beal, Avdija, Kuzma, and Porzingis. And the Hornets have their same starting 5 in of PJ Washington, Terry Rozier, Gordon Hayward, Kelly Oubre, and Mason Plumlee. And Kuzma has been the star of the show offensively with 4 seconds on the shot clock. Denny Avdija wide open from behind the arc, no good. Rebound, 11-10 to go here with 20 seconds on the shot clock. Rozier finds wide open PJ under the rim, and Kuzma panics with a quick foul, and he will go to the free throw line. So would have liked a little bit of a more aggressive finish from PJ, but it's all smiles for the Hornets as they look to make this a one-possession game. Kelly quickly to regroup there, and Terry getting things started. PJ was sort of just rim camping, and Kuzma had to abandon his man of Hayward to go try to get a block, but ends up resulting in a foul, and a very smart one as PJ comes up short on the first free throw. And now that means that the Hornets, they still need one to go make this a one-possession game here. And the free throw is up, and it is good. So with 11:08 to go here, it's Wizards basketball, and it's 56-59. No points for the Wizards a minute in. Beal kicks it out. There's going to be 15 on the shot clock now. Porzingis looking. He finds a run in Kispert. Kispert going to take it right at Rozier. A beautiful pass in the corner to Bradley Beal. Beal found the open space on the court, and he converts. It's 62-56. I got to get the halftime banner off. There's a foul now. Mason Plumlee gets fouled, so the Hornets sending not really that good of free throw shooters to the free throw line here. 62-56, your score with 10:38 left to go in the third quarter. Mason Plumlee at the line now. The first of 2 is good. And makes it 62-57. So the Hornets, as I mentioned earlier, debuting those city jerseys on Friday, November 25th at 5 p.m. start time, a little early. But Hornets fans, hope that we see you at the stadium. Hornets wearing some pinstripes and that CLT abbreviation. If you're coming in from the Charlotte airport for Thanksgiving, you're very familiar with that. And Porzingis gets smacked by Plumlee at the top of the key, an off-ball foul. Plumlee doesn't like it. He thinks that aggression can stand as it is, but Porzingis has the refs on his side with this one. 10:28 left. And Steve Clifford, just another shock. Fans getting back from their seats at halftime now, and the ball's going the other way. It looks like something on Kuzma. Now the Hornets quick to inbound it before anything changes. 62-58 here. Plumlee. Back to Hayward. Hayward going to fire up a jack up a 3, if you will. No good. I want to say heat check, but he has nothing going so far in the first minute and a half. Porzingis thought about it. Now he swings it to Kuzma. Kuzma works his way inside the arc, and now no good. Porzingis slaps it against the backboard on a lazy tap-in attempt, and now the Hornets have the basketball. Down by 4 here with under 10 to go. Plumlee being guarded by a very undersized Beal on the block. Oubre going to jack up a 3, and this to make it a 1-point game. It's off. Rebound, Denny Avdija. 9:45 to go. Denny Avdija starts the break. He swings it to Kuzma. Kuzma going to go up for it. He goes wide open. Kristaps, no good. Made it a 7-point game. Instead, Plumlee's going to run the point guard here. Hayward. Right at Denny Avdija. He goes in the paint, swings it. Oubre steps back beyond the arc. Now he works his way inside again. Running out of room on the baseline. Finds a wide open Plumlee. It's rejected by Porzingis. His third block of the game. 7 on the shot clock. Washington jacks up a 3. No good. And a good stop by the Wizards right there. Able to stop numerous attempts. And now Porzingis finds an inside Beal. Beal dishes it out, ends up in the hands of Kyle Kuzma, and that's going to be a walk. And Kuzma is very mad. He throws it off the rim as hard as he can. He is not a fan of the call. 9:04 left here in the third quarter. And the tempers are going high here. The Hornets still down by the same amount that they were to begin the half, 4 points. 58-62. Hayward wanted the ball, but it looks like he got called off. Now he has it again. Hayward goes up with it, fouled by Porzingis, and he is going to go to the free throw line. 8:51 in this one. So Porzingis picks up his third foul right there. I mean, I don't know if that's a factor. It seems like every center in the NBA these days gets fouls besides Mason Plumlee. But Mason Plumlee on the first free throw. Gordon Hayward, misses. Hornets are not shooting the ball well from that free throw line today. The second of 2 is good, thankfully, so it's 59-62. Now here comes Denny Avdija out to Bradley Beal. Beal looking, gets a pick from Porzingis. Beal going to jack one up from beyond the arc, no good, off the front iron, and won by Terry Rozier. Rozier swings it. Oubre looking, throws it up, and it's good. So a 61-62 game. The Hornets are now only down by 1. Beal backing down on Oubre. The Wizards looks like they're running out of steam. Probably a good time to call a timeout. Instead, though, Porzingis goes all the way. Ferocious slam to make it 64-61. Still a one-possession game here. The Hornets not going to stop the play here. They're going to continue. Well, I don't know what's happening. It looks like we have a bit of a stoppage. But the play resumes. Screen by Plumlee. Oubre looking. Throws it up and a good floater to make it 63-64. Oubre and Porzingis trading buckets. Behind the back to Porzingis. Right away from beyond the arc. A heat check. No good. The Hornets now once again have a chance to take the lead. Oubre fires it in to Hayward. Hayward. Bounce pass out. Terry wide open lane, and the Hornets have the lead. Terry Rozier gives the Hornets a needed lead. And the Wizards are going to call a timeout. That starting 5 unit is running out of gas here early. 65-64 with 7:36 left in the third quarter. Your Hornets up by 1. We'll take a quick commercial break here live on the Carolina Cast. back here in the DC area. The Wizards, they are currently winning this one. The Hornets are up by 1. Getting lost in this one, really. I've had no food today, so sorry about that. Avdija started the offense up for the Wizards. 64-65 your score. Kispert back to Denny Avdija. Caught PJ Washington lacking, and that's a free 2 points for the Wizards. So the rest able to benefit them on that timeout called by Unseld. Now the Hornets find themselves back in the passenger seat. Terry being guarded by Rozier. Looks like he wants that 3. He does finally shoot a sidestep, and it's no good. He has not been able to get anything started tonight. He quickly runs back on offenses. Bradley Beal thought about a step back 3. Now regroups, has his dribble still. Waiting for the play to develop. Kuzma and Kispert are practically right next to each other. Now Beal's going to take it to the hole. Pure isolation. He gets it to go. He wants the end of 1, but it's 68-65. And now Rozier going to try to get this tied up. Terry finds wide open PJ Washington. Now back to Rozier in front of the bench. 6:30 left in the third. Kispert on the 2v2 fast break. He's going to take it up to the rack, and the Wizards open the timeout on a 6-0 run. Nothing going so far as Oubre forces a Euro step, and it's going to be a blocking foul on Beal. That should be his 3rd. With 6:20 to go here in this one. Hornets have struggled from the free throw line so far. They haven't really came up with a clean trip at the stripe. As you look at that one, Beal did not have his feet set up and sort of bailed on the play early. So the refs benefit the Hornets with 2 free throws, but it's gone downhill since the Wizards called a timeout at around the 7-minute mark. 6:20 to go in the 3rd here. And Oubre knocks down the first to make it a 4-point game. Checking in will be Goodwin, who, as I noted at the halftime show, at a plus-minus a -14 in the first half, and now they're going to send off Kuzma at that power forward's position. They're running small ball with Porzingis at the center. And Oubre to make it a 1-possession game on the money. So 6:20 to go here. Goodwin going to run the point now. They'll slide Beal over to the 2. Beal being guarded by Oubre. Looking for options. He does a fadeaway pivot step. Wide open kiss. Kristaps fakes. Shot. Thought about it too long, and it ends up being short. Now here comes Hayward. 67-70. Gordon Hayward going. Looking. Terry. Wide open. No good. That would have tied us all up. Instead, the Wizards have a very narrow lead here. Goodwin with the ball now. He takes it himself. Goodwin. Floater all the way. He ends up finding the bottom of the net, and it's 67-72. Hornets cannot catch a 5-minute break here in this one. Plumlee at the top of the key. Finds a bounce pass. It's quickly stolen by the Wizards, and an intentional foul committed by Plumlee on Goodwin. A very clear foul. I do not know why he is debating it. 5:25 to go here in this one. As a very sloppy offensive play, and then I guess I can see where you're coming from, but that looked like a very clear foul to me. They're going to reset the shot clock to 24 seconds now. PJ is going to take a seat on the bench, and Dennis Smith Jr. comes in, so him and Goodwin, the new subs, besides the remaining starters. Goodwin looking, finds Porzingis, who's guarded by a much smaller Dennis Smith, and Porzingis quickly takes advantage, but he comes up too strong. Bradley Beal now going to call pure ISO. He gets rejected, and it's off the fingertips of Smith. He had a wide open rebound, but he could not toe tap near the baseline. And it's going to go right back to the Wizards. 5:06 here in the quarter. 10 on the shot clock, though, because he did not maintain full possession. Beal, step back. There's going to be a dead ball with 8 on the shot clock, and I think they're going to call it on Kelly for a little bit of a reach-in. That moves the shot clock up to 14 now in a relatively long possession. It started all the way back with a Mason Plumlee foul about 40 seconds game clock-wise ago. And Denny Avdija is going to take the ball out here on the sideline, right at around the first quarter hash. Porzingis, handoff fake, and it's tipped and deflected by Smith. He's able to maintain this one. Hornets on the fast break. Handoff, Plumlee, corner, Oubre, pump fake, sidestep, no good. Denny Avdija with it. 40 to go. Avdija between the legs, outside. Porzingis, no good off the back iron. Fought for and won by Gordon Hayward. Hayward running now. He's going to find Kelly Oubre Jr. Gordon Hayward's going to have the ball again. He backs off and is no good. And after a little bit of trouble, it's going to end up being the Wizards' ball with 4:20 left here in the third quarter. So the Wizards going to inbound this one on the baseline spot of the foul. And Goodwin's going to run it. Will Barton has checked in now for the Wizards. No new changes besides McDaniels for the Hornets. He comes in for P.J. Washington. And Will Barton's going to have the ball now to Goodwin. The Wizards slowly incorporating more bench players. Denny Avdija and shot one in a while. He fires one away. No good from the corner. Dennis Smith Jr. to run it. Finds Gordon Hayward. We have a little bit of a scoring drought this one. The first of the night, really. Helping the people who picked the under on that over. Oubre going up. Finger roll off the glass. He rolls it home. So finally some offense now for the Hornets. Really only their fourth point in the last 4 minutes. P.J. Washington and Nick Richards going to check in for the Hornets at the next dead ball. As Goodwin fires away a wide open jumper and gets an unfriendly roll. Barton to reset. Out to Avdija. Avdija takes it to the rack and it's rejected by Plumlee. Hornets ball. Hayward to start the break. He's the leading scorer of the night for the Hornets. Oubre goes up to the rack and he lays it home. It's 71-72 now. The Charlotte Hornets not giving up on this one quite yet. Bradley Beal with the ball. 3 minutes left in the third. Oubre with a very quiet 18 points. Now here's Bradley Beal looking for Porzingis. Inside, bounce pass, mishandled, but off the foot of Plumlee, they'll say, with 6 seconds on the shot clock. We're going to take a commercial break here. The Wizards will have time to regroup for this possession, and the Hornets find themselves down by 1. A very eventful couple minutes. Ends up with 2 quick Kelly Oubre layups to give the Hornets momentum with 2:56 to go. You're watching the Carolina Cast here live at Hornets NBA Sunday Night Basketball. It's been a very eventful third quarter and really a very eventful game here between two mid-standing teams. I guess 14th and really mid, but A lot of action here on Sunday night from the nation's capital. The Washington Wizards have only given up the lead for approximately 30 seconds, but the Hornets have been knocking on the doorstep for quite some time. So we look at the protecting paint of the game here. Mason Plumlee coming up with the first real Hornets block of the game. And it comes up turning defense to offense quickly, makes it a 2-point game. And Unseld calls another timeout. Oubre is going to begin on the bench here for the Hornets. So will Plumlee. So 7 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 blocks for Mason Plumlee. The Wizards, remember, had the ball on the sideline with 6 seconds on the shot clock, which forces Kuzma to jack one up, and it's going to be stuck on the top of the backboard here. So the question is, who is going to get this one? You would assume it's Kristaps. The Wizards do have Marcin Gortat as their bench coach. But this one's going to be stuck up there. What they usually do is have the mop guy come up as here. It hit off the side rim and landed right on that area. So, bit of a stoppage here. The ball does come down. They don't show us how it did. Of course they didn't. Kuzma on the first free throw. They'll say he got fouled. He misses the first one. Washington to Smith on the inbound. The second is good by Kuzma. 2:45 left. Here's Smith. Looking for a pick. He finds Richards. Richards gets hacked on the way up. And he's going to shoot free throws to potentially tie it here. Richards made the first. The second one is up, and it's no good. Hornets still are down by 1. Gibson looking for Beal. Beal, step back, side step, good. And once again, 0 defense from Charlotte. Washington, 3 ball, and we're all tied up. A clutch triple from PJ Washington. How long will that time last, though? I do not know, but Goodwin slows it down. Oh, shoot, the greater than equal sign. Gotta love it. Fast break. It was stolen by McDaniels. McDaniels, and it goes off of his hands. The Hornets can't catch a break. I said that they could at the beginning, but they cannot. Here's Goodwin. To Gibson, Taj Gibson. He finally checked in. He shoots a 3. The bench was loving it until he missed. Here's Richards. He gets the layup to go. The Hornets have the lead. Gibson throws it up. No good. Rebound, and it's Hornets ball. Hornets up by 2 here. Smith Jr. Washington. And it's a travel. Wow. That's the end of the third quarter. We're going to take a commercial break. fourth quarter action here. Hornets up by 2. Barton to tie it. No good. Out of bounds off Rozier. Stays with Washington. 14 on the shot clock. So, took a little bit of an early commercial break. I had to eat, so you guys missed the final minute of the third. Hornets were able to maintain a lead. Led us until Kyle Kuzma just hit a 3. Nice one right there. There's going to be too many lead changes in this quarter, I have a feeling. As we almost had one, but it's an offensive foul going the other way. So Wizards ball. Here we go now. Kuzma, sidestep, step back, 3 ball. It's money. The Wizards, 2-possession lead once again. 11 minutes left in the quarter. Hornets lead is quickly propelled right back at them. Down by 4. Here's Hayward. Picked by Richards. Now it's Richards inside on the beautiful roll. He regroups after a first miss, and it's 81-83. Here's pick by Gibson all the way. Kispert looking. Finds Kuzma. From beyond the arc, no good. Rebound won by Kuzma. Barden. Out. Wide open. One dribble. He regroups, and Goodwin drills the 3. A big momentum booster right there for the Wizards. They're up by 5 now. Wizards already have 3 3-pointers, and we're not even 2 minutes in. Hayward. Nice reverse spin. Got him on the free throw, but it's clanks, an ugly bounce off the back iron, a brick, if you will. Here's Barden. Kuzma being pressed by Washington. Kuzma inside the paint. He throws one up on a hip shot, and that one's good. 90-80, 88-81. Hornets now quickly down 7, and Clifford's going to call a timeout to regroup with his guys here. 9:44 left in this one. The Hornets find themselves down by 7. You're watching basketball on the Carolina Cast. We'll be right back with some more Hornets basketball. Okay, so Hornets, they're down by 7 here. Just a quick statistical breakdown. We're getting really close to the end of this one. Hornets, they've had diverse scoring. Terry Rozier only has 4 points, though. He's been a real bummer. Him and PJ have combined for a minus 41. As Kyle Kuzma and Bradley Beal have been doing it all for the Wizards. But the best plus minus has actually been Corey Kispert, who's been a plus 23 when he's on the court. They have just been doing very well. I mean, he has not been really passing that much. He only has 3 assists. He has 5 rebounds, and I guess he's just playing good defense because he's not missing his shots. But in this season, when Kyle Kuzma scores more than 20, the Wizards are 7-0. When he has 19 or less, they're 2-7. Tonight, Kuzma has 25, so they are likely probably going to go 8-0. Hornets ball, though. If you remember, they called it timeout as Nick Richards getting aggressive beyond the perimeter. You never like to see that. Hayward looking. Has Kispert behind him. Hayward, fadeaway jumper. It's good. Now it's 83-88. The Wizards with 3 timeouts here. Same with the Hornets. 9:25 to go. Good when they run the point here. Looking has nowhere to go. Now Barton has the ball. Barton inside the Kuz. 3-pointer from Kispert off the back iron. That was probably the first shot he's forced all day. I was just praising his efficiency. Now here's Smith Jr. on the baseline. Now finds Richards, who goes right at, throws his shoulder right into Gibson, but it's actually going to be a foul on Gibson, and Richards is going to get 2 free throws here. Now, Richards does not look that happy right now if you're watching at home. A lot of empty seats tonight in the Capital One Arena. Hornets not really a desirable team to watch. Here comes the first free throw from Richards. It's good. Makes it 84-88 here. And Kuzma will stem. Gibson's going to check out. Beal and Porzingis will come in. Kispert subs out as well. And Nick Richards, who is 10 points, 4 for 6 from the field tonight with 15 minutes played for the Hornets. He's provided some good minutes at that center spot as he nets the second one, and it's 88-85. Here comes Goodwin. Goodwin has nowhere to go. He finds Kuzma. Kuzma goes right at Hayward. He spins around and whips it inside, throws it, and they're going to say count the bucket and a foul. Great play right there by Kyle Kuzma. It's 90-85. What a play by Kyle Kuzma right there. He gets it to go and the foul. And his free throw is good. So it's 91-85. Here's Rozier. Out to P.J. Washington. P.J. nowhere to go. He finds it to Terry. Terry out to P.J. P.J. in the corner. Smith for 3. No good. Rebound, Will Barton. Barton in between the legs. He now finds Beal. Beal. Snap back, no good. Tipped in. Porzingis. 93-85. 8:15 left in this one. Inside Richards. No foul. He's mad about it. Now the Wizards look to go up by double digits here. 3 ball. No. What a fake by Barton. He finds Beal, who couldn't get it to go. Goodwin with the offensive board. Kuzma. 3 to go by 11. No good. Rebound, won by Richards. Smith inside. Richards rejected by Porzingis, and it stays here. So it goes off his fingertips again. He was unable to handle it on the spin. And Kai Jones going to come check in here. Hayward inbound. Inside. Rozier back out. Hayward mid-range, no good. Rebound. Avdija with the ball. Goodwin rejected. Beal with the ball. Beal drives, shot. Porzingis for 3, no good. Rebound Jones. They're down by 8. Hayward looking to keep the Hornets in this one. Out to Smith Jr. Back to Hayward immediately. Hayward. Spin move. He falls down, and he was able to sell the refs on the call. Goodwin is very unhappy about that one. I would be too, but here we go now. Look at the replay. It looks like Hayward just that's a flop. That should be a flop warning in my opinion. Wizards not going to challenge the call. No challenges yet in this one. Probably won't be. You never know though in the fourth quarter. Pick. Looking. Hayward going to fire it up. No good. Plumlee unable to tip it in. They're going to say Porzingis fouled him on his way down. So 2 shots. Yeah, I put my plate up there. 7:01 left in this one. Rozier with the ball here finds Hayward. Hayward drives in. Hayward throws it up. He's fouled. He's going to go to the line for 2 to make it a 2-possession game. Beal's not a huge supporter of that call, but here we are. The first one from Hayward, and it's good. So that makes it 86-93. And Rozier subs out now for the Hornets with 6:53 in this one. Plenty of basketball left. The second one from Hayward is good. Now the Wizards are right up by 6, which is right at that spread. The under may be the way to go in this one. I don't see how the Hornets score 20 plus. Beal looking. Running out of room. The nice spin move. Beal throws it up, no good. Fought for and won by Porzingis. Stolen by Jones on the interception. 2v1 fast break. Jones going to take it himself. The reverse slam. Kai Jones. What a finish. It's a 4-point game. Hornets regroup on defense. Porzingis. Wide open free throw. No good. Fought for and won by Plumlee. Fast break again for the Hornets. They have all the momentum now. Plumlee slows it down. Dennis Smith Jr. quickly speeds it back up. Outside. Jones swings it. McDaniels now regroups to Jones. Hayward is shaken up on the play. He's holding that same shoulder that he dislocated, I believe. And after McDaniels gets blocked, let's see what happens with Hayward. Doesn't really look that good. He's probably going to get subbed off here for a guy like PJ Washington, but we don't know. 89-93 with 6 minutes left here. We're at the home stretch of this one. You're watching NBA Sunday Night Basketball in Carolina Cast. Okay, we're back. Sorry to go here. The Wizards just scored. It's 95-89. Beal with the nice basket. And now here come the Hornets. Smith Jr. looking. Passes it. Plumlee inside. Throws it up. No basket. Foul on Plumlee. I'm not sure about that one. Here we go now. Beal gonna miss. Tipped in by Avdija. Hornets running out of steam here, down by 8. At the 5-minute mark here in quarter 4, here's Smith Jr. Finds Oubre. Thought about a triple. Resets. Back to Smith. Some subs checking in for the Hornets. Looks like Terry and PJ now. Kai Jones going to fire up a ill-advised one-hander. No good. Rebound for Porzingis. Wizards going to slow this one down. Up by 8. Kristaps looking. Free throw line jumpers. Well short. Rebound McDaniels. Hornets going to start this possession up again. Oubre fires away from his signature spot, and he gets it to go. So a 5-point game now, 92-97. Right at the 4:20 mark. Avdija going to run the point here. Wizards get their play settled. Kispert, put back, no good. And with 4:09 to go here, looks like it's going to be Wizards ball. First shot from Kispert is good. 93, 98, 92, my bad. No 93 for the Hornets yet. Gordon Hayward getting treated by the trainer on the sideline. It looks like he's going through some discomfort. It's that same left shoulder. He's going to now go in. Not sure about that. I mean, I guess it's do or die here. Oubre, mid-range, pull up, it's good. 94-99. Here's Beal. Finds Porzingis. Now to Avdija. His long 3. No good. Here's Washington now. Rozier. Crosses it up. Goes up for the lay. No good. Rebound 1 back. He needs rejected out of bounds by Porzingis again. How many does he have? It's kind of crazy. He's kind of crazy. Gordon passes it to Rozier. Down by 5. One last gasp of hope. Rozier takes it all the way. Reverse. No good. Tipped in by Plumlee. It's 96-99. There is still plenty of hope here. And timeout called by the Wizards. 3:17 left. It's a 3-point game. We've got a close one live from Washington. We're back from the nation's capital here. It's a good one. Terry Rozier, he's checked back in. What the heck is going on? Terry needs to shave. I mean, something's going on those sideburns. But that being said, Beal, foul. Oubre slow to get up. I don't know if they play on. Beal held Oubre up. It's going to be a dead ball. The Wizards want the ball here. 14 shot clock. 3:07 left, up by 3. The Hornets, keep in mind, are in the bonus. So they get fouled. They get those 2 free throws. So we look here. Looks like Porzingis made Oubre fall, but it's going to stay Wizards ball here. Avdija drives to the lane. Nobody's there, and he throws it down with authority. Hornets have had 0 paint defense practically all night. 101-96. Here's Rozier. The Wizards win the race to 100. Washington back out to Rozier. Rozier thought about 3. Regroups. Sidestep. Triple. No good. One by Kuz. 2:35 to go here. He's going to run the point guard. Avdija to Porzingis. Porzingis looks. Finds Beal. Beal to Porzingis. Porzingis, the shot off the rim. No. Rebound. How did that not go in? PJ has the rebound. 2:15 left. Hornets need a basket. They need it fast. PJ from beyond the arc. No good. Rebound won by Avdija. Now the Wizards going to really slow it down here. Up by 2 possessions. There's going to be exactly 2 minutes on the game clock and 13 on the shot clock. Shot clock ahead of that game clock, as you can see, is here. Beal. Looking. Beal, he's open. Oh, this is not a good sign. Beal, 2 seconds. He thought about a 3. He fired it up. That's an air ball. Regroup quick. It's 4v5 Hornets. Hornets, PJ. Outside. Hayward, wide open from deep. Way too strong. Rebound. Dead ball. And, hey, it looks like it's going to stay here on Charlotte. And that means that free throws for Mason Plumlee. 1:38 left here, and this has been a crazy game. Gordon's 3 barely falls, and then a little bit of a loose ball foul by Porzingis. So now here we go. Porzingis has 5 fouls and only 10 points. And Plumlee's tactic of putting the ball in the net is not working. If he makes this free throw, they go down by 4 with 1:38 left. And the second free throw. Wizards fans making a lot of noise, and it's no good. Plumlee throws away both free throws. Now Beal's going to slow this one down to the highest extent of possible. He barely gets across that court. 8 seconds, but he does. 10 seconds now. Beal looking. 8 seconds. Bradley Beal to the cup. Fade. Looking wide open. Denny Avdija. He's going to pass it to Porzingis. It's out of bounds. He should have shot the 3 ball, but instead he extends it by a couple seconds. And now this is a must-score possession now for the Hornets. Running out of time. 76 seconds left here. Right at that -5.5 spread. Here's Terry. Back to PJ. Spin move. Throws it off the glass. No good. And Kuzma's going to slow this down. A bucket here would be the dagger. Hornets need to play defense. You get a stop here. You have about 42 seconds to outscore them by 5. Beal. Looking Beal wide open in the paint. And that's going to be a foul on Plumlee. That's likely going to be the game. That should send Beal to the line. If he makes both, it's a 3-possession ball game, which should do it. Beal's a little shaken up, though. Looks like he ran into the backstop. We take a look here. He got smacked. And what happened after the play? Looks like he slipped on some court here. Something in his leg. He's really shaken up right now in that quad area. Quad hamstring, if you will, is the first one. Rims out. Bradley Beal's injury. Does that have something to do with that missed free throw? Wow, the Raiders beat the Broncos in overtime. Those teams are both really bad. The Steelers lose at home to the Bengals. That one's final. And then the Cowboys absolutely smoke. I don't even know what happened that game. The Vikings. Rozier. Quick. Down by 6. You need a 3 here. It's 3 or bust. Oubre. Looking. I don't know why we're taking a 2. It's rejected. Out of bounds. Stays here. 40 seconds left. You need a 3-pointer. I don't know what you're doing right now for the Hornets. Just shoot the ball. Get the 3. It's okay if you miss. I'd rather you miss the 3 than make the 2. Plumlee. Shoot it. Shoot it, PJ. Terry. Looking. Terry going to fire away that 3 ball. He's fouled. 3 points from 3 free throws on the line for Terry Rozier. $34 seconds left. Terry at the free throw line. The first of 3. No action in the lane yet. Gets it to go. Will there be any substitutions defensively? No, there will not. Both teams have their starters in. Did Terry have his foot on the line? I don't know. Was it a 2 or 3? I have my game volume off. Are they going to review this? Is Dennis Smith Jr.? I don't know why he's coming in. PJ's going off. I guess it's for 3-point reasons. Is Terry getting 1 more or 2 more? They still have to find out. 1 shot. They're going to say his foot was on the line. Do you miss this on purpose here? Now you're down by 4 with 34 seconds. Why does that dumb noise go down? Here we go. Kuzma. Looking. A bucket here wins it. Here's Kuzma. No post-game show, by the way. Oh, no good. Quick. Hornets got to run. 15 seconds. 15.8. The Hornets call timeout. If the only way you win this is if you do that 6-2 or 5-1. Here we are, coming out the timeout, 15.8 seconds left. Terry, shot. They're going to go for the layup. Now you're down by 2. Terry, dribble, and then he went for the shot. So, now here we are. It's down by 2. 9.8 seconds left in the game. So he'll probably let Beal shoot his free throws, and then he makes them both. And then if you're the Hornets, lose. But this one, you do have to time out for the Hornets. Right left. I'm I am Brazil. Very Catalans fan. The referee played the time for the time the shot could be 11 minutes another rock. Twenty-six made 2 from the 40s. Hands on his what's good for the booth. But we've been here. Thank you guys. Or if you're watching his head just hit us some injury on the hamstring. Left on timeout in the right and the bed. That's key. DJ first thing is he's first off 2 he 2 maybe on hold here. You miss here, we have 3-1. Thing is makes this stream but key. Thing is everyone good as third. We'll see if